Welcome to Learn English Bold. You're not here by mistake. You're here because something inside you wants more. Better English, better life. We keep it simple, strong, and real. Before we begin, I want you to pause and ask yourself one thing. Why do I want to speak English fluently? Not for others, not for marks, not for showing off, but for you. Because you deserve to be heard. You deserve to express your thoughts clearly, confidently, and powerfully. You've been quiet long enough. Maybe people laughed at your accent. Maybe they ignored you when you tried to speak. But today, we change that. Today, we stop surviving in silence and start building the voice the world will listen to. This is not just another video. This is your first step to becoming unstoppable. Sit back, relax, take a deep breath. This is your time. No pressure, just you and me. Learning English is a journey, and every second you spend here takes you one step closer. Let's begin. How I started speaking English with zero confidence. My real story. There was a time when I could easily understand English. Movies, YouTube videos, news channels. I followed the stories, laughed at the jokes, and felt the emotions. But when someone asked me to speak in English, my mind froze. I knew the words in my head, but they wouldn't come out. My heart raced, hands turned cold, and I just smiled in silence. People laughed. "You understand English but can't speak?" I had no answer. I tried speaking to myself in the mirror every night, just one or two sentences, then silence. I lost my confidence. In school, I stayed quiet even when I knew the answers. In college, I froze during a simple English introduction, yet deep down, I wanted to speak. I helped my younger brother with English, scored well in grammar, and understood tough words. Still, I couldn't speak. One day I asked myself, if I can understand English, why can't I speak? That question changed everything. It became the start of a powerful journey filled with mistakes, daily practice, and small wins. Hey, if you're still watching, it means you truly want to improve your English. So take a quick pause, hit the like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Have you ever faced this situation where you understand English but can't speak it? Let's talk in the comments. You are not alone. Now, let's do a quick quiz just for fun and learning. Question 1. What was my biggest fear when speaking English? A. Grammar rules. B. People's judgment. C. Forgetting words. D. No interest in learning. If you're a beginner, don't rush. Pause the video, take your time, and try to find the right answer. This is your learning moment. There's no pressure, only progress. Correct answer. B. People's judgment. I wasn't scared of grammar. I was scared people would laugh at my mistakes. That fear stopped me from speaking. Question 2. What made me realize I needed to change? A. Watching English movies. B. Getting low marks in exams. C. Asking myself, if I can understand, why can't I speak? D. Reading grammar books. Correct answer. C. Asking myself, if I can understand, why can't I speak? That simple question changed everything and helped me take my first step toward speaking confidently. Got both answers wrong? No worries. Mistakes mean you're learning. You're already on the right track. Got both answers right? Amazing. You're thinking smart and moving closer to fluency. The turning point. After I asked myself, if I can understand English, why can't I speak? Everything started to change. I stopped worrying about what others would say and made a promise to myself. I will speak for 5 minutes in English every day, even if I make mistakes. I started with basic lines like, "My name is Rocky, and I am from Brazil," and slowly I began talking about my room, my routine, and my day. I recorded myself, laughed at my mistakes, but never stopped. One day, I even spoke with a friend in English for 2 minutes, and though he laughed, I felt proud, because I finally spoke. That's when I realized fluency doesn't start with vocabulary or grammar. It starts with bravery. Now, let's test your learning with a quick quiz. Question 3. What was my first step toward speaking English? A. Reading grammar books. B. Watching English videos. C. Speaking 5 minutes daily, even with mistakes. D. Memorizing dictionary words. If you're a beginner, don't rush. Pause the video, take your time, and try to find the right answer. This is your learning moment. There's no pressure, only progress. Correct answer. C. Question 4. What was the biggest lesson I learned? A. Vocabulary is everything. B. Fluency starts with grammar. C. Grammar mistakes should be avoided. D. Fluency starts with bravery. Correct answer. D. Facing the world. My first conversation with stranger. After many days of speaking alone, practicing in front of the mirror and recording my voice, I finally felt a little confident. But when it came to talking to real people, I was still scared. One day at a tea stall, a tourist asked, "Is there any place around here to visit?" No one answered him. My heart was racing, but I remembered my practice and told myself, "This is your moment." I took a deep breath and said, "Yes, you can go. To the lake. It is 5 minutes from here." He smiled and said, "Thank you, man." That smile gave me power. After that, I started asking simple questions like, "Where are you from?" or "Do you need help?" I made small conversations, even with mistakes. One day, I gave directions to a group using simple English. "Turn left, go straight, red building." They thanked me, and I felt like a winner. That's when I understood. You don't need big English to make a big impact. You need small courage to make a small start. Now a quick quiz. Question 1. What helped me speak to the tourist? A. Reading books. B. Watching YouTube. C. Mirror practice and bravery. D. Grammar rules. If you're a beginner, don't rush. Pause the video, take your time, and try to find the right answer. Answer C. Practice gave me confidence, but I had to take the chance. Question 2. What's the biggest lesson? A. Speak fast. B. Use big vocabulary. C. Small courage starts everything. D. Avoid strangers. Answer C. You just need a little courage to start. Got both wrong? That's okay. You're learning, and that's what matters. Got both right? Amazing. You're not just learning English, you're preparing for real life. How I made English daily habit without books or classes. After speaking to strangers, I asked myself, how can I use English every day? I had no money for classes and no English-speaking friends, but I had a strong desire to improve. So I made a simple rule. Every day, I must touch English. Not study, just touch. I began with small things, waking up and saying, "Good morning, today is a fresh start." At breakfast, I'd say, "This is tea. This is hot. I like tea." I trained my mouth with simple words. Outside, I talked in my head. "The sky is blue. That boy is running." I was thinking in English. I changed my phone's language to English, settings, gallery, Wi-Fi. At first I was confused, but soon those words became normal. I didn't read grammar books. I read life. I sang English songs with lyrics and enjoyed the sound, even if I didn't understand every word. Then one day I heard a quote, "Don't wait for perfect. Speak what you can." That hit me. I stopped saying, "I'll speak later." I started with just one line. "How are you?" "My name is Rocky." Now English is like brushing my teeth. I don't plan it. I just do it. So my advice is, don't wait for the right time. Make now the right time. Now a quick quiz. Question 1. How did I make English a habit? A. Grammar books. B. Changing phone language and self-talk. C. Expensive classes. D. Ignoring mistakes. If you're a beginner, don't rush. Answer. B. Simple daily exposure made English feel natural. Question 2. What's the key message? A. Wait till you're ready. B. Books are everything. C. Make English a daily habit. D. Be perfect always. If you're a beginner, don't rush. Answer. C. Big changes come from small daily steps. How I improved my pronunciation without a teacher. After I started speaking in public, I noticed something strange. People understood me, but some smiled at the way I said certain words. One day, after a short speech, my friend laughed and said, "Hey, bro, you said vegetable like vegetable." I laughed too, but deep inside I felt embarrassed. I wanted to speak clearly, not like a native speaker, but like myself, with correct and confident pronunciation. The problem was, I had no teacher or spoken English class, so I made YouTube my teacher. I began watching videos with subtitles, pausing to repeat difficult words like comfortable again and again until I got the sound right. When I heard someone pronounce Wednesday as Wednesday, I was shocked. Where did the D go? That's when I realized that English spelling and pronunciation are like roommates who live together but rarely talk. So I turned it into a game. Each day I chose 5 tricky words like receipt, debt, honest, hour, and bowl, looked up their pronunciation, and repeated them 5 times. I recorded myself reading out loud at night and listened back. At first I sounded weird, but slowly my "th" became softer, my "r" became clearer, and my confidence grew. I also practiced tongue twisters like "she sells seashells by the seashore" and "red lorry, yellow lorry." At first I couldn't say them even slowly, but with practice and laughter, I got better. The most powerful trick? I started talking to myself in English, describing everything I did. I'm brushing my teeth, I'm cooking rice, I'm feeling sleepy. It felt silly, but it trained my mouth to move in English. That's how my pronunciation improved, without any teacher, just by being consistent and creative every day until people finally said, "Your English sounds clearer now." That was the best compliment ever. Now, quick quiz. Question 1. What was my trick to improve pronunciation? A. I waited for a teacher. B. I memorized grammar books. C. I practiced words daily using YouTube and Google. D. I stopped speaking completely. If you're a beginner, don't rush. Answer C. I practiced words daily using YouTube and Google Practice, plus consistency, improvement, even without a teacher. Question 2. Why did I talk to myself in English? A. I was bored. B. I wanted to impress my neighbors. C. It helped train my mouth to speak English naturally. D. I didn't have friends. Answer. C. It helped train my mouth to speak English naturally. Talking to yourself builds fluency. Even alone, you're still learning. How watching cartoons and movies changed my English forever. After fixing my pronunciation, I had another big challenge. I could understand English, but I couldn't speak it quickly. I would pause, search for words, and by the time I replied, the conversation had already moved on. It felt like my brain had slow internet. Then I remembered something from childhood, watching Tom and Jerry and Mr. Bean. They barely spoke, yet I understood everything through actions and expressions. That gave me an idea. What if I watched cartoons, but this time in English? So I started with Peppa Pig and Dora the Explorer. Simple, slow, and full of emotions. They were perfect for beginners like me. Then I moved to Shin-chan, Pokemon, and Augie in English dubbing. At first it sounded strange, but soon my ears adjusted. Slowly I leveled up to movies like Kung Fu Panda, The Lion King, Home Alone, and later Harry Potter. I always used English subtitles, paused when needed, and repeated the dialogues. I noticed native speakers connect words like, "What are you doing?" becoming "what you doing," or "let me," turning into "lemme." It wasn't about speed. It was about linking words. I once mimicked Iron Man's line, "Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist." And my mom thought I'd gone crazy. I laughed, knowing I was learning like a superhero. Then I challenged myself with sitcoms like Friends and The Big Bang Theory. The jokes were tough at first, but subtitles saved me. I learned humor, expressions, and rhythm. Slowly, I began thinking in English. I saw a glass and thought, "This is a glass." I felt hungry and thought, "I'm hungry." That was the moment I knew I was becoming fluent, not just speaking English, but thinking in it. Quick quiz question 1. Why did I watch cartoons like Peppa Pig and Dora? A. To pass time. B. Because I didn't like adult shows. C. Because they used simple English and slow speed. D. Because I couldn't find Hindi cartoons. If you're a beginner, don't rush. Answer: C. Because they used simple English and slow speed. Cartoons made for kids are a goldmine for beginners learning English. Question 2. What helped me understand fast English in movies? A. Watching silently. B. Turning off subtitles. C. Watching with English subtitles and repeating scenes. D. Only watching action scenes. Answer: C. Watching with English subtitles and repeating scenes. Pausing, reading, and repeating helps your brain catch natural speech. Conclusion. From fear to fluency. Your journey starts now. If you've stayed with me till now, remember this. Fluency isn't about being perfect. It's about being brave. I started with broken English, felt embarrassed, and practiced alone, but I never stopped. Step by step, I stopped fearing mistakes, began thinking in English, used daily moments to practice, and slowly found my voice. That shy boy who once struggled is now speaking confidently, and so can you. Even if your voice shakes, even if it's just one sentence, speak it. Because every word you try is a step toward freedom. Believe in yourself, even 1% more than yesterday, and the world will hear your voice in your own English. Keep learning, keep speaking, keep believing.